As a disclaimer, Monster Fuckers Anonymous is indeed about wanting to love and have sex with monsters, but we want to make things extremely clear from the get-go. Not all of the chosen monsters will be sapient, but we will not be endorsing zoophilia or bestiality. We will be as transparent and ethical as possible, while also sex positive and mostly having fun.
Vampires that stalk in the night, werewolves that howl to the moon, dragons that loom over the skies. These monsters and more have plagued mortals for millennia, clouding our minds with one singular thought.
Can we fuck 'em?
Fiction or reality, which one should we be? Don't think that I'm that naive to see the fiction or reality of things you've done to me. Now all this stupid shit is on repeat.
Hello, and welcome back to another fantastic, stupendous, wonderful anniversary edition of MFA, aka Monster Fuckers Anniversary. I'm your Cobalt Creature Consultant Cleric, and with me as always, it's the troublesome titty sucker themselves, our technical analyst, Joe.
I am hungover today.
You're welcome.
Huh?
This is the wake-up call you need. This is the shot of energy right to your brain, to your dome, because that's what we're doing.
No.
That's what we do. This is what the show is all about. We're ranking whether or not you, yes, you listening with a little glass of champagne, celebrating 50, because I assume every one of our listeners is 50 years old.
What? 50 or 05, 5 years old. Actually, if any 5 years old are listening, please do not.
Yeah, actually, turn this off. Put on Coco Melon. Actually, Kez, put on Coco Melon right now. Cut the recording. We're just going to listen to Coco Melon.
Okay, great. And then that was Coco Melon.
And that was Coco Melon. Yeah. So, as you know, today's the big 50, big 50. We are so close. 10 more years till retirement.
I don't think so.
What is your biggest regret now that we're 50?
I never got to get fucked by a big monster and then die in the process. My big regret.
Mine was talking to my kids more.
Time. Okay. Just the wind to completely out my sails.
Sorry, that made me laugh. But yeah, no, everybody, this is 50 episodes. We're super happy to be here, which is why we're doing a little bit of a special thing, a little bit celebratory 50 episodes, is where we're going back to one of our most popular topics, and we're letting you, the audience, you guys listening, and decide what monsters we talk about today. We had you all submit a bunch of them on Twitter, on Spotify, on Tumblr, on Carrier Pigeon, Smoke Signal, Chat GPT, pregnancy announcements, anything you can do. We were gonna let you announce it. This. So, what monster are we talking about? Well, Joe, drop it for them.
Dragons. Big wyverns and serpents.
What is this? Okay, what is this accent you're doing here?
It's giving kind of like Rolf from Ed and Eddie, a little bit.
Hey, the boy.
Dragons.
The Ed boy. But yeah, no, we're talking about dragons today. And we're going to see whether or not one of the audience here, if the audience can dethrone our reigning champion, which is me. I'm still number one. After 3 years, no one has even come close to our number one monster. What monster is that? Why, it's simple. It's crystal dragons. Big mommy crystal milkers.
Do you ever think about how I feel like your understanding of the rating is like exponentially fucked or warped? Because not only was that a guest episode with Radical Zoe, it was also using our old system.
A win is a win.
Okay, so bare minimum is good with you.
So I'm sorry that you're a loser and you can't like match my freak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm number one, reigning champion. No one can dethrone me. You could give it a shot if you could try, and that's what today's all about. It's giving you, the audience, a shot of dethroning me. Don't worry, I'll be fair. I will be impartial. I will rank them. We'll talk about them as best as we can using the descriptions you've given us, plus also a little bit of our own stuff. I'm going to give everything a fair shake. If there's one better, there's one better, and you can wear your little crown all day, all night. But for right now, you're coming for the king. So you best not miss. I'm the best, and it's just that simple. Joe, Joseph, Joaphine, Joey Wowie,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big J and Little J.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Joey and the Pussycats.
Oh my god. Well, since you are so obsessed with pussy, why don't you go first?
You know what? You're right. Let's get started. Also, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we have a producer pick. There is a third pick this episode. There is a third one. Random. Maybe Kez will get it. I got one. Joe's got one. Kez got one. And so, audience, let's get it. It's only fair that I start with my pick. Actually, not my pick itself, but this pick was chosen by Vio Colon, a.k.a. Chris Colon, a.k.a. Taino Tales, a good friend that I have to support. And
A little freak.
little freak in the sheets, because they've picked from a classic trilogy, classic vibes, one of the oldest and most well-respected fantasy novels. And we got to go with something that took 3 movies to get to, which is only 1 book, and that's Lord of the Rings, Smaug.
Smaug.
During the Third Age, there lay a great city of dwarves, a kingdom full of wonder and riches beyond the understanding of man. The dwarves were content, but wealth like that cannot remain ignored, and soon a monster lay bare at their door, with wings that brought hurricanes, a breath so infernal that could rival the 7 hells, and a greed so all-consuming, not even the pleas of a nation could stop him. The dwarves could do nothing but fear, nothing but run at the desolation of Smaug. Smaug.
Yeah, is it for sure? It's for sure Smaug.
It's spelled S-M-A-U-G.
SMHPAWG.
Yeah, you're getting there. I believe in you. Smafka.
SMH Pog. Yeah.
pH balance pog.
These are really funny jokes. Wow. So I am not a Lord of the Rings. I am not a Hobbit.
Okay. I think those were 2. You aren't the Lord of the Rings correct, and you aren't a Hobbit correct.
Yes, correct.
Is there another counterpoint you'd like to bring?
No, so I don't really even I don't understand like the role of Smaug. I'm like looking at him right now. He's like long.
He is long.
Like goldenish red.
So, allow me to give you some background here.
Please.
During the beginning of the Third Age, Smaug is considered the last great dragon. There are other dragons, but there are no other great dragons. So there's this city of these dwarves who were like thriving with these people, like another city of man behind them. I forget the names. I don't care enough to look them up. I do have the wiki.
Awesome.
I could look them up. But so there was a city of dwarves. They amassed a whole bunch of riches. Like genuinely, they brought everything they could. And they were able to like make this shit rich. It was the Dwarven Kingdom of Erebor. That's what it's called. So they made all the riches, partnered with the people of Lake Town, and kind of just like lived their lives. The problem being, Smaug already had beef with the dwarves and was like, you know what? I'm going to come over there and get their riches. So Smaug, being the last great dragon, no really people can stop him. He came in there and he basically killed all the dwarves, murdered them all, and then also torched the city of Lake Town, the original Lake Town there. And so the majority of the dwarves who survived had to flee, and they went to other nations or basically lived in exile from their from Erebor, which is like their big kingdom. Smaug then sat and like kind of nested on a pile of gold for about 177 years. So he lived his life. He went out there. He only leaving his cave to eat, and by that I mean he went to the Lake Town and literally scooped up like people and ate them. So he just continued to torture like the dwarves, and he was this great shame of the dwarves and a great torture to man. So go to the Book of the Hobbit. Bilbo Baggins is asked by the 7 dwarves and plus Gandalf. Well, not 7. I think there's 12 of them. 12 dwarves plus.
It was Snow
Bilbo.
White.
It was Snow White. Snow White actually pulled up and was like, "Hey, I need to make out with somebody. Come with me to murder this dragon." And that's how it happens.
Yeah.
So these dwarves come with Gandalf to Bilbo, and it's like, "Hey, we know you're really sneaky, and you seem like you're good vibes. Do you want to come with us to reclaim our ancient homeland and kill the dragon?" And Bilbo's like, "Okay, I guess." Cue grand adventure. Cue all that shit. Bilbo then sneaks into the mountain by himself because he's like, no one can sneak past a hobbit because they got like, I don't know, stealth like crazy. So goes to the Hobbit. Smaug is so arrogant, and so he's both arrogant and lonely. Those are 2 things. And so he smells Bilbo and he's like, "I can sense you, say your name." And then Bilbo kind of like tricks him by just going by listing accolades. Like, I'm Barrel Rider, I'm Orc Slayer, I'm the guy who vibes. And Smaug is like, damn, you vibe like that? That's crazy. I fuck with that. You the guy who vibes? Okay, chill. But I also know you came here with dwarves. You stole one of my goblets. You stole some gold. I know you came here with some dwarves. I don't know what you are because I've never smelled a Hobbit before. But guy who vibes. Did you come from Lake Town? And Bill was like, no, I didn't. I am still the guy who vibes though. And he's like, well, I don't care anymore. I'm actually gonna leave. I'm gonna go burn Lake Town now because I don't trust you. But I'll let you live. Peace out, brother. And then he leaves. Smaug flies away, goes to Lake Town, starts raising it. The dwarves are like, oh shit, well, at least we got our home back. Fuck out of here. Starts raising Lake Town until this random white twink comes out with a special arrow. Now, fucking Smaug has been laying on gold for 177 years. So his entire chest is laden with gold and like gems and just precious jewels, except for one little spot right by his nipple. His nipple is exposed.
Dragons don't have nipples.
Shut the fuck up. He has a nipple.
Okay.
And so his little nipple's exposed from all this like gold.
So his little tiny scaly nipple, dragon nipple.
His dragon nipple's just out there flapping in the wind. And
he doesn't have a nipple ring.
Yeah, he has one nipple ring going through, but because it's sensitive, he keeps it out exposed.
Yes.
Away from the rest of the gold. And so this twink comes up with a bow, and he's like, you killed my ancestors, so now I have this cool bow arrow that can super fucking kill you. And I'm it's Bard the Bowman. And so
Brandon.
It's Brandon Rogers, and he kind of aims his bow, and he just like goes, hell of a boss, and just lets his arrow flying. And
I only just found out he was in Hell of a Boss. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's good. His voice is good in it. So he sends the arrow flying, hits Smaug in the nipple ring, and Smaug dies. Falls into the lake of Lake Town and dies. There are some major after effects have happened, but that's the basic description of who Smaug is.
So what makes him attractive to you? That
Arrogance.
He kills people, that he decides that upon meeting another person of a different race for the first time, he's like, maybe you're okay, but I think I'm gonna get rid of the rest of the other ones that I've been terrorizing this entire time so that I can like fully understand and then terrorize and learn the hobbits. Is that like the vibe? Like, is that why you love and you love a gold fascist? Like, what's up?
First of all, it's greed. I don't think gold fascist is, the right words there. And first of all, second of all, let's not talk about evil. You brought the Emperor. Just because someone is inherently evil, most of your picks are inherently evil. And I pick one guy who's like, listen,
Amen.
I wanted money. Give me your money. And then sits there on it, just like, this is my money. I heard you, like.
Smaug, I think, though, the interesting thing is that, like, it feels compared. I feel like because some of the older dragons, older in story motivations are so much more simpler than what we got going on, like, these days.
Yeah, true. A lot of other dragons, they have been able to experiment and be like, this dragon actually just likes justice. This dragon
enter kingdoms and like be their kingdom's downfall through local politics.
Yeah, and this is just a full-on dragon. Can't transform, can't really morph. He is just the last great dragon of the Third Age. And he's just like, I want money. That's it.
Give me your fucking money.
Give me your fucking money. Give me your fucking cash. Give me your fucking money. That's where it's at.
I like to touch my pee-pee. All right.
What?
So arrogance and greed.
Yes.
It's this theme with you again.
Okay. So I like the idea of just this arrogant dragon who you can kind of like maneuver with. He doesn't like you as long as you keep him like entertained, as long as there's like this playfulness that's there, because that's what Bilbo does. He's like he's like tricky with Smaug. He's like, oh, it's basically just like he likes the playful side. He doesn't like a direct like fuck you. He's like, okay, be playful, be this, be that, because Smaug asks Bilbo like, hey, what are you here for? You're here for my money, right? You're here for my riches. And Bilbo's like, no, actually, I'm not. I'm here for you. And he's like, oh, for me? Oh my God. He's like, yeah, we're here to murder you. We're here for revenge. And he's like, oh, fuck you then.
Ah,
Oh, you could if you take my money, fuck you. But I thought you were here just to chill, just to chat.
I thought you were the vibes guy.
Yeah, what happened to vibes? And then Bill was like, sorry, I got hired to murder you. And he's like, well, I'm gonna go murder those people downstairs because I know they let you up. They opened the door for you to come into my house, so I'm gonna have to kill you. So imagine this. Okay, let's make a scenario here because I think it's funny. You live in an apartment building, pretty chill. No, actually,
And that's it.
That's it. That's it. End the story.
What
We're
a
done here.
beautiful story.
No, you have some friends. Okay, you have your own place, living your good life. A couple friends pop by and they're like, "Hey, we got kicked out of our apartment because the new landlord is a piece of shit. We want to go back to it. Like, we want to go back to like having our apartment building because it's like we had the first like 3 floors. He's taken it over and just like made it like a giant penthouse. Don't like that. You." You're kind of like, you got vibes, you know how to charm people. Can you like try to go and sneak up there? They escort you to the place. There's a doorman. The door and like the doorman and other people who live in the building. They're like, hey, we can't let you up here. But you're like, hey, come on, it's vibes. And so the people who live there, the current tenant's like, all right, we'll let you up. Just don't tell them we told you that you can come up this way. He's like, all right, cool. You go up there, you sneak around his penthouse. The guy's sleeping on a bed of fucking money. He goes, someone in my house? And you go, yeah. I was like, who's in my house? Is somebody who lives here? I don't know. It's just vibes, dog. It's like, oh shit, say less.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, say less. Then he's like, what are you doing here? Do you want some of my money? Or are you just trying to vibe in my house? Like, well, I'm actually here to kick you out and like find the landlord, like find the deed and like get you out of here. And he's like, oh, well, fuck you. First of all, that's mean. I thought you were just trying to vibe. I can't punish you and I can't punish the people I kicked out. So I think I'm just gonna ruin the lives of the current tenants now. And then he gets up and he's just like starts putting eviction notices on everything until
Not you, though.
Not you. You're
Not you, though.
I'll find you eventually, but I don't know your name. I don't know your vibes. I've never smelled you before, so
Smelled me.
So he leaves, and then he starts putting eviction notices at all the doors until one white twink who he's secretly fucking.
Who is this white twink? Who is this white twink?
Comes up and is like, I have the smoking gun. Boom, you get evicted. That's Bard the Bowman.
That's Brandon.
That's Brandon Rogers.
I have the smoking gun, and that's hell of a boss.
And that's I have hell of the boss money. I'm actually buying you out. Fuck.
Oh,
but yeah, he's arrogant. He's not somebody you can really fuck with. I think I like just his big dragonness. I love he's gold plated. Just like his chest is filled with gold.
He's very beautiful.
He's beautiful. He's adorned with all these stuff. There are some other problems that come with him. Is that say you do end up in a relationship with him, you can't touch any of his money because he has given all the money dragon sickness.
Right. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what dragon sickness is if a dragon lays on their horde long enough, it kind of their personality infests the horde. And so anybody who takes any of the money, even if it's 1 gold coin, will end up being corrupted by it. And like their greed will triumph overall. So there's 2 cases of this happening, which is one, once they do kill Smaug's dead, bang, Twink got him. The dwarves come back and they start taking over like their old land. They're like, we're back, haha. So then Bilbo is like, hey, the village that helped us get up here, like Lake Town, they're suffering like a lot because Smaug is burning their village, ate their children, and is like killing. Why don't we give him some of the money? And then Thor, that's something. It starts with a T. Is the new king because he's one of the ancient ancestors. He's like, no, fuck you, it's my gold. And they're like, whoa, come on, let's not be easy. Like, no, actually, fuck those guys. I'll kill them myself if they try to come for my gold. I'll murder all the humans. Get on me. But since the dragon left, it also started the War of 5 Armies.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Thorfinn not giving up his money. Basically, all the dwarves like, we'll have your back, dude. You got your homeland back. The humans like, we need that money to save our lives. The elves like, we got to get rid of the gold. And then there's orcs and I think another army of dwarves that are like, we have contesting this. So all 5 armies just clash all at once for this gold and money.
Fuck.
It goes hard.
Yeah, and for once, elves are like on the right side, quote unquote, of like everything.
No.
Not really?
Not really.
We have to get rid of the dragon sickness.
They also hate dwarves. They're like, the dwarves don't deserve it.
And they're like, okay, well, and if they disenchanted it, they probably would have kept it for themselves or something.
Yeah, I don't think you can disenchant it. I think they were just gonna throw it in a lake because Smaug's body ends up falling into Lake Town, and no one has, even once the ages have passed, no one has touched his corpse with all the money on it because they're so afraid of the dragon sickness.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck. Okay. Well, once again, this was the craziest scenario I've ever heard, and you could have really like conjured something that was a little bit more like power dynamic-y, like he became part of his horde, and like there's like this really fun like possession or possessiveness kind of aspect, and then you become like his treasure or whatever. But you went with I don't even know what you were going for. So
I just brought it down to a down-to-earth example of like, hey, maybe you seduce a landlord.
and that's disgusting, and what's wrong with you, and fuck you, and whatever.
I forget how this show works. It's been a while since we recorded.
Do we feel good to go on to the scale?
Let's go to the scale, and I'll start breaking things down, and I'll make this sexier. Don't worry, Chris. I got you.
Don't worry, Chris.
I got you. So what's the sexiness, right?
Sex appeal, yes.
I think of all of the dragons we've had before, these are the top tier of sexy dragons. Golden chested,
Yeah.
red scales. If you see this, the CG, the fucking like the latest Hobbit movie with his looks, just like stood out. That is a fierce fucking dragon.
He's very regal. He's got a snout. He's very snake-like.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and I fuck with snakes. I give this an 8.
I think like a 7, honestly.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you wrong.
Because like
for
some
7.
dragons just have more handsome faces, and Smaug kind of has this like, I may think maybe they were trying to emulate like a person's face a little bit, which I don't
Mhm.
love.
Yeah, in the CGI one they are, because it's literally
Benedict's
doing the CGI for it.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god. Shit.
Yeah. I think there's literally pictures of him like sitting, like doing the mocap work, and like all the dots on his face.
Yeah.
He's just like crawling on the ground like a fair little cucumber boy.
Cucumber. Okay. Next is personality. So you already said a lot about his personality and his actions.
Yes, he's a little bit angry.
Uh-huh.
He's a little bit greedy. But what's wrong with ambition, huh?
What's wrong? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with ambition?
You know, every kind of like rating, I feel like this particular thing, I go back and forth on like such a hypocritical spectrum. But this guy, his death was so significant, he created a 5 race war. So
that is correct. He did do that. That is a part of his death.
So even in your death, if things just get worse because you were so systematically like intertwined with like the like interworkings of so many different cultures, that's hater petty shit.
Shout
Absolutely. That's a strong personality, and I do love it. So I'm giving it like a 4.
Okay.
Which is lower than average, but like there's still the fact that there are any points, respect.
Okay. I'm with the arrogance. I'm with like him just being like, I want to be playful. Give me like everyone
Come
is just
on.
like, let's just be playful. Like, come on. Barrel Rider.
There was oh my god. There was this monster that we talked about. I completely forget. That was like I think it was Optimus Prime. But like the vibe was like, you are the like brattier, like let's have fun partner, and then like the monster is like the like really tight-laced type of guy, which is like a very solid like cute dynamic. But what are you going for?
This is,
personality
I would say this is the opposite, where it's like, okay,
so he's brattier, maybe.
he is brattier. I think he's brattier in a bad sense. Okay, I'm that sucks. I know this is my monster, but I have to be like I said, I have to be impartial here. He's bratty in the bad sense of where like he'll try to be bratty, and then when you match his energy, he's like yes, and then eventually he'll get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm done now. And he's like, he's like, well, I haven't I thought we were doing something. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm gonna go. Can I do my own thing now? And you know what? Now we're doing this. It's like, oh well, fuck. I'm not into pet play. And he's
I'm
just
gonna go racist mode. I'm gonna choose a race to be racist to today. So what's your number? What are you thinking?
5. I'm just gonna do 5. You took the wind out my sails, Doug.
You already did that to me today, so I'm sure it'll be a lot of just like. Have you ever played Facade?
No.
It's like a text input, like choose your own adventure kind of game where you're a friend walking into like these two people's like happy or unhappy marriage, and every time you say something like inconsequential, like tangential, like fat tits or something, they both just like stop their conversation, gasp at you, and tell you to leave. So the two of us just then are like those facade motherfuckers, just like fat tits. Like, yeah. The next rating, the next scale is relationship potential.
I don't think there's any relationship potential here. I think this man, you either fuck him and then nothing really deeper
It's a
happens,
one night.
or
It's a one night.
is really. As we say with most dragons, if once you get their possession, they're never gonna let you go. But that is
Yeah.
also, I think he has the toxic stalker X vibe of that happening.
Absolutely.
So you'd probably be like, "Hey, I want to go out." And he's like, "You don't ever have to go out. We have everything you need here. We have TV. We have Hungry Meal.
Ew. We have Factor.
We have Facade.
HelloFresh. We have Facade.
You have toilet. Why need you go out?"
We have those ketamine subscriptions. I think Smaug would love ketamine. We're gonna assign drugs to every dragon we talk about today.
Yeah, that's it. Smaug would definitely do ketamine for sure.
Nitrous oxide.
Whippets.
Yeah.
His hoard is not gold anymore. It's just fucking whippets.
He's huffing gallons.
He's doing air raid cans.
Yes. Air raid. Oh my god. Yeah. So relationship potential. So this guy is a landlord, nitrous oxide abusing, angry, arrogant, racist.
You keep
dragon.
bringing up that he's a racist.
He kind of is. I don't know.
He just doesn't like dwarves.
Which is a race of people.
Cut the recording.
So we could talk about how the usage of the word race is also weird.
True. But that episode will never see the light of day.
It is not for MFA. We have an offshoot of like all the serious topics we ever talk about.
We have a list.
And it's not fun. It's not a fun podcast.
It's
at
not.
all.
It's just us sitting here, just like dejectedly sighing for 30 minutes.
We have anxiety diarrhea.
It's recorded on the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. This is. I'll give him a chance, but it's a 2.
Nah, I'm not giving him a chance. 1. This is bad.
Oh my god. Okay.
This is bad.
I would be interested. I think like enough to be like to try.
But
I feel like
toxic men though.
I would be Bilbo Baggins in the situation where I would really try to play it, but then when it's clear that like his age is just like completely getting in the way of like diplomacy, then it would be like, okay, Brandon Rogers, load it up.
Load up the twink missile. Get him done. Wrap this shit up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Wrap it
Brandon
up.
Rogers. Encounter chance. So this is interesting because how accessible is Smaug?
Not really.
Smaug.
Smaug is Smaug. Smaug. See, now you got me fucking. God, fucking. I have to make this sound to make the name right. Smaug. Smaug is both accessible and not. You can enter his cave. That's not really a problem. It's leaving the cave that's the issue. Like he will murder you in the cave. That's 100% it's gonna happen. And then he does fly down to Lake Town. So maybe he'll fly down, just pick you up, and as you're in your
That's
claws,
what it sounds like.
he goes. He picks you up, and then he flies you to the mountain. And while you're in the mountain, you're like, "Damn, you got a nice cock." And he's like, "Oh, well, all right
Nice
then.
tits.
All right then, barrel rider," and then just fucks you in the mountain.
Yeah.
So 3.
Yeah, 3 sounds about right, honestly. I'm not really like I don't love mountains, not really near mountains. I have bad legs. But you know what they say, going downhill is a lot easier, a lot sexier.
Going down. Going down, 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 down,
Oh my
down.
God.
Down, down. Even when the sky is falling down. Anyways,
Is that Teo Cruz? Who is that song by again?
I don't fucking know.
All right. Well, Death Risk.
What is this show?
Teo Cruz's Death Risk. Let's go.
Let's go, Taylor Cruz. I mean, you can own a gun.
What's he up to?
Let's look up. Let's pause the episode. We're looking up Teo Cruz now.
They're both British.
They're British?
I came to dance. So I think death risk is pretty high. I don't think I'm being unreasonable, right? I'm participating in the show that we made. And in fact, I'm gonna go for one. It's one. What the fuck is happening?
What is?
We share a Zencaster, so sometimes
We might need to.
I think we can. I think we can pause for math now. I think we can.
I said one. My answer's one. Let's pause for math. I need
my
a second.
answer's one.
Okay. I need a second.
Okay.
I need a second. All right. I talked to my therapist. We're back in it. We're good.
Okay. We have the numbers.
Let them loose. Spit them out.
Okay.
Dribble them.
Cleric, Smaug, Lord of the Rings, a 3.6.
Okay.
Smaug for Josephine, a 3.4, which gives Smaug a nice old median of a 3.5.
Okay.
Which is lower than Auntie Ethel and the same as the Predator. And Satan.
So Smaug and Satan are around the same level. Actually, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Where's the next dragon ranked around there? Like, what's the...
Let's see.
Is Smaug our lowest dragon?
Smaug is absolutely our lowest dragon. With the blue dragon is a 5.3.
Ooh, that's rough. That's rough, Chris. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Not my choice. I would have picked a different dragon, but that's you, Chris. So,
oh my gosh.
Still not close to my number one.
Okay. Well, our next choice is actually one given to us by 4 lovely people. From Jade, Alex, Amelia, and Nala, we have Dragon from Shrek.
Just Dragon from Shrek.
We have the Dragon.
We have Dragon from Shrek.
Forget about Rumpelstiltskin and the literal king and queen of Far, Far Away. The real glucose guardian is the eponymous dragon. Beautiful and pink with contrasting green eyes and eyelash extensions. The protector of the horde is clearly a curator for the finer things. Never mind the fact Fiona was another pretty thing in the horde. She's romantic and fashionable and believes in the institution of marriage and apparently capable of at least 2 different types of gestation. What's not to love in a dragon?
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
And that's what I've always said.
I actually have that tramp stamped on my back.
Is Shrek kind of the centerpiece of the tramp stamp, is the situation?
Well, no, it says Shrek is love, and then underneath, it's on the top half, and then underneath my ass cheeks
is it
on
Comic
both of my
Sans?
thighs is Shrek is life.
See.
Yeah.
I see. So it's comics. Shrek is love is in Comic Sans, and then Shrek is life is in like a cursive.
Helvetica.
Got it. Okay. Ew, that's really disgusting. And we should fund a GoFundMe so that you can get rid of that.
Actually, check the GoFundMe out on Twitter right now.
Oh my gosh. So thank you again, Jade, Alex, Amelia, and Nala. The dragon from Shrek has always been an icon, always been beautiful. Like,
hot.
Really, like, what an incredible representation for like a bigger woman, a richer woman.
Yeah, she's got dick sucking lips.
She's got dick sucking lips. She's got eyelash
DSLs.
Extensions. Why does she have hair in the first place? Like, who knows?
Because she wants to.
But like, yeah, exactly. And like I said, and not to judge her, love that. Eyelash extensions, go get them. It's something, the most incredible thing that like haunted my dreams positively, in a neutral way, negatively, whatever. Is that she had triplets with Donkey. She actually married that piece of shit.
She had 5 kids. I'm counting 5.
5? Okay, quintuplets with this like sad sack of shit comedian sidekick lackey, basically.
That's kind of fucked up to say about Donkey.
Well, it's true. So it's just one of those instances where it's like she's a rich woman who wants somebody that makes her laugh. Like Jessica Rabbit. Dragon is the Jessica Rabbit of the Shrek series.
Well, I would say no, because Jessica Rabbit is like
a woman, a human.
Yeah, and the dragon's hotter than Jessica Rabbit.
You know what? And that's true. And that is true.
So I'm all for her. So the dragon, first of all, this is how I like to imagine her. She was a security guard. She was doing her job. She was just like beefed up armored knight, kind of just guarding, like, you know, a princess. She was told, don't let anybody in. And she said, yeah, okay, reasonable. Beat 1,000 men single-handedly. And then she meets this guy. This guy comes up with his big old dude. She's like, whatever, I've beaten bigger men before. But then this little guy comes up to her and is just like, hey, this little guy, he just comes up to her.
And he, you know, his fond response gets the better of him.
Yeah.
And he starts really flirting with her and talking her up.
No one's done that before. No one's
it's all fight, flight, and freeze.
Yeah.
Nothing romantic, no kisses.
No one's been like, hey, you look really good in that. Like, you just look really good. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, I've never been complimented before. I've never been given a compliment that's not, you're so strong. You're so fierce. You're a
thick.
monster. Like,
Yeah.
Someone just said, wow, you look really kind. Oh, folding. Fucking folding.
Oh my gosh.
Short king.
Yeah,
Folded.
absolutely. And you have a much more perhaps valiant interpretation of her. In my mind, she's just always been like an it girl who was just like, I don't care who is trapped in my tower. She's part of the horde now. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like a strong-willed, her material components and objects are very important to her. And she takes care of things. Like, she knows everything that she's ever like consumed and been able to sustain is like her vibe. Very fashionable again. And not only that, and perhaps it's like a beautiful moment where she didn't even know she was capable of it, but she, as a dragon, like a reptilian, presumably creature, was able to have a viviparous gestation with fucking donkey.
And that's what true love is. She
transcending laying eggs.
Yeah. She said, you know what? Fucking baste me.
And you know, Donkey had to goon a long time to get anything inside of her.
You know he was trapped in that goon cave.
And she was milking.
She was milking him and he was blasting ropes in order to get 5 kids. They had to have like fucking intense sex. 5 kids?
That's not how that's not whatever. Sure.
Well, no.
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm imagining it because again, she hasn't transformed into a human. We don't have those assumptions.
No.
So I'm imagining she's in. Let me look out how big she is.
She's bigger. She was bigger than the church, my dude.
Okay, so then she's she's 60 feet. Let's make that assumption.
Sure. Smaller than Smaug.
Donkey is like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has to really be pumping it up in there, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm saying he has got to get a lot of effort.
But I thought you were like presuming that the more sex you have like in rounds, like the more likely quintuplets or something.
No, that's not how that. I know how sex works. You hold hands and then it gets real.
Do you know
slimy.
what? Okay, I was gonna ask if you knew what viviparous gestation was, but
I did not. I was just gonna let it rock and be like, yeah, I got you.
It's mammalian reproductive periods. So like oviparous gestation involves like birth by laying eggs, and then viviparous is birth by like having a birth as we know it, like as we understand placenta and everything. And then there is like a 9-month period for humans, or like longer or shorter or whatever. Like sheep and like lambs, the gestation period for that is like I think only 4 to 5 months. So that's why there's just a lot of sheep.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably similar for deer because they're like parasitic now at this point.
I'm sorry, what? Deers are parasitic?
Yeah, like there's hunting seasons for deer for a reason because they're like overpopulous.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she transcends all of that. And because she's a lizard, something adjacent to that, it's possible she could clone herself and that's how she gives birth to parthenogenesis.
I like to imagine she has a jussie, like a dragon ussie.
So not a cloaca. So
I don't know what a cloaca is.
So she has a dragon pussy, What is the J sound coming from?
A Drissy.
A Drissy.
Drissy.
Got it. Okay. So she's an asshole too, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And you know what? The J sound? The J's for juicy.
Okay. I really don't know her personality much after the first two movies.
After that, she seems just very caring and protective. Like, she loves Donkey. Like,
yes.
So when Fiona and all them are trouble, and she, like, he will literally call on her to be like, hey, we have some issues. Like, can you help us? And usually she's busy, like, taking care of the kids, or she's usually
and they don't abuse her. Like, they don't abuse her time. They're not like, we need you to constantly fight our battles for us.
They're like, hey, listen, we're busy at the moment. Like, you're busy doing your thing. Like, 'cause in Shrek 2 is when we discovered that she has kids. So
and then he was speaking so fucking poorly about her because she was like, she's not saying this shit to me or whatever.
Yeah, he's like,
and
I don't. Because she didn't tell him. She's like, why didn't you tell me?
She didn't tell him. That's huge.
So he was just like, yeah, she stopped talking to me. Like, I loved her, but like, I don't know what happened. And then a couple months later, she's like, he's like, I would have loved to be there for you the entire time. And she was like, I just wanted you to like have fun and do what you got to do. Like, I didn't know you'd be cool with it.
I think her gestation period, I guess, is like fast.
Yeah, because the events in between the movies aren't like, I think it's
it's like days.
Well, she leaves, I think, in the beginning, or he hasn't heard from her in a little bit. So I think it might.
Oh, I see.
So I think it's been like a year or two since they've been together, and then like she's like, she hasn't hit me up.
Okay.
So yeah. So then she's like in the second movie, that's why she's not there. But he's like, listen, do what you gotta do. And in the third movie, she gets captured by Prince Charming and all the villains and kind of get locked away.
Oh, I never watched the third movie.
You shouldn't. It's bad.
Isn't it with Justin Timberlake though?
Yes, he is King Arthur.
Interesting. Okay, so they go Arthurian.
Yeah, they weirdly go Arthurian because Shrek doesn't want to be king because the dad dies. And so he's like, you're next in line, technically. And so he's just like, I'm not with it. We need to find somebody directly in the line of throne. And so they find out like Arthur.
Mom off the table.
Yeah. Why women can't rule?
A woman?
Woman in charge?
No.
Not in my far fantasy world.
Far away.
Not in my fantasy Snow White world.
Exactly. Well, we talked a lot about how readable she is, I guess. Want to jump into the scale or talk a little bit more?
Let's jump into the scale and we'll break it down that way.
Sex appeal.
She's hot. She's got DSLs. She's got they made her curvy. I don't know if you saw the picture I put in general.
I did. They made her curvy as fuck.
They made her curvy as fuck. I'll give this a 9. Straight up.
I'm giving her a 9 as well.
Okay. Next is personality.
Personality.
She seems super. I'm gonna go with my like interpretation of her being like she was given a job, protector, and she's going through that. And she's even past those movies. She's caring. She's
strong
loving.
Beliefs.
She's strong. She cares about her mans. She's like, you mess with my little donkey boy, I'll fuck you up.
My little, you know what, Cleric? You're my little donkey boy. Never mind.
Oh.
Eeyore, literally Eeyore. I love Winnie the Pooh. Can I say that?
Yeah. Like, what character?
Am I allowed finally
to no one was stopping you. No one. There wasn't like a contract clause that you can't fucking say. I like Winnie the Pooh on the show.
I like Winnie the Pooh.
There's no one you can tweet it out right now. I don't care.
Okay, I will. Hang on.
Yeah, no, tweet out I like Winnie the Pooh right now. What is your I'll be the first to like it. I'll keep refreshing.
Oh damn it! I'm not logged in.
I'm not logged into Twitter. No one was stopping you. Who do you think? I'm definitely Eeyore. Who are you?
I don't know.
You Piglet? No, you wouldn't be Piglet.
I'm not fucking Piglet.
I love Winnie the Pooh. No one was on the official MFA Twitter, you fucking just said I love Winnie the Pooh. The context of this won't happen for another 3 weeks.
Exactly, which is the great part about it. All right, great. Personality. I do think she's a little bit toxic. Moving on. I do think she's a little bit toxic.
She is.
Like because she was like, oh my god, hot piece of ass, hot doggy little ass, and she was about to kiss him without like getting really full consent. And then he learned her language, and then he like kind of understood. Like it was definitely like unfortunate, like in the first movie, how it was framed a little bit of like, You know, like he was fawning, and she was like, and there's like no way for her to like not understand that someone just like really enjoyed her company. But then they had sex and they had 5 kids, and he loves her.
Yeah,
in the
they
second
are.
movie.
She loves her in all the movies. They are a committed relationship. They are goals. They are couple goals.
They're pretty much goals, yeah.
And so I'm going to give her for personality. I'm gonna give her another 9. I'll be real here. She's protective. She's kind. She's with it.
She is with it. I think it's not a 9 exactly. We're gonna give her an 8.
Fair. Relationship potential.
Huge.
Long-term
family marriage.
I'm gonna give this a 10.
Oh.
So say Donkey's out the picture. Donkey,
yes.
Fuck out of here. If you're charming enough and you are willing to open up and talk to her and not just fucking stab her in the heart, I think you have a solid chance.
She loves relationships. I feel like she maybe has her propensity for them. Maybe she's like someone that like unfortunately feels like out of place without being in a relationship sometimes.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
I think she loves love.
She loves love. She loves all love. Love wins.
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. All right. What's your number? You haven't given a number.
No, I am gonna say also 10 because we've only seen her like thrive and be in. Well, honestly, her life has been in danger multiple times, but that's a problem before Donkey and Shrek. Like her life has been in peril multiple times. She's had to she's in group therapy. She goes to art therapy in a sauna. She's got to figure it out.
Yeah,
because her little ass guy is the princess's husband, friend, bestie. So
yeah,
she's taken care of. She's taken care of.
She's doing what she can.
Encounter chance.
This is where the number goes down.
Because I don't think she's that accessible. She was really just kind of haunting that tower area and really only goes wherever Donkey goes. And Shrek is pretty what's the word? Like pretty private about his whereabouts.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in swamp and I don't like people being in swamp.
I'm swamp.
Swamp.
Shrek Donkey ship name drop swamp ass.
My swampy ass, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll give this like a and they also
3.
Yeah, I'll give this a lower score. I'll give this a 3. I'll say if you get her before Donkey, like he's in he's like locked up in the tower, so you know where the tower's at because it's a famous tower.
Yes,
but still,
correct.
Even then, it's rough to get there. It's a whole journey. Like he has to go up a mountain or some shit.
Blazing winters and blazing suns and bloody
Blazing winters?
I don't know. Death risk. Pretty deadly. For sure.
I'm gonna give this a 5. She's tough.
But I was hitting her 5 too.
I think she's right in the middle of tough and not tough. You know, she's in that area.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we have the numbers.
All right, let's do another pause for math real quick because
I came
to dance.
We have the scores.
We have the technology.
We have the technology. Tony Stark was able to build a thing in a cave, desert.
With a box of scraps. I love that quote so much.
It's so crazy.
It's so funny. He says it with such disdain, and it's so good. The way
it's incredible.
No future Marvel movie will ever be able to match that one fucking line.
That one guy.
Of Obadiah Stane being like, Tony Stark was able to build it in a cave with a box of scraps. It's that little pause in between that gets it.
Absolutely. Okay, well, anyway, we have the scores. The Shrek dragon, the dragon from Shrek, cleric a 7.2, and me a 7 flat, which gives the Shrek dragon. I keep saying Shrek dragon. The dragon from Shrek the dragon from Shrek. We get another beautiful median of a 7.1.
Okay,
which compared to the other dragons, because we must, is still lower than the crystal dragon, but also still lower than the golden dragon by 0.2 points.
Ooh, that's rough. So she comes in 3rd place, unfortunately.
Yes, she does.
It's because I think because we don't know where she's at most of the time. Like she stays with Shrek and Donkey in the swamp, and you don't know where that specific swamp is. or even in far away, it's not that really easy to get to. And then the death risk, she has eaten people. She ate Lord Farquaad. So
Yes, she did.
she did murder a couple of people. So she can't, it's not like she will, there is a solid death risk when meeting with her.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
There's a solid death risk with all dragons. You just gotta be careful.
Gotta be real careful. But I still reign supreme. So let's see if Kez's producer pick will be able to do it. So Kez is also selected an audience choice pick. We have no idea which one she chose. We have no idea what it could be. So we're going to quickly open up the document that we have, little secret thing we have here. So, Joe, are you ready to open it up?
Yep.
Yeah.
The first thing that we are seeing is MFA 50, episode 50, producer pick submitted by Derkadurr on Spotify. The caption is from Kes. Do I think this pick will win? No, but the idea of it is funny to me, and that alone is worth its weight in gold. Rest in peace to Kira Toriyama. Maybe a Dragon Ball? Like a literally dragon?
Yeah, maybe a Dragon Ball reference. Okay. Okay.
Well, there's only maybe we spoiled it for ourselves too soon.
I haven't seen Dragon Ball that much, so I can't. I think I have an idea.
Well,
let's scroll.
Count us down.
All right, 3,
brother.
Gotcha, brother. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is who I thought.
No, that's not. I was thinking the fucking dragon.
I mean, this is technically him.
Huh?
Okay, so
let's get it.
Let's read the description. Born from negative energy released by the Dragon Balls, Syn Shrenron stands proud of the most powerful of the evil shadow dragons. Vowing to punish greedy humans for overuse of the artifact's wish-granting capabilities, his grotesque frame aids him in his fight against the heroes of Earth while hiding his cunning from Wile. The dragon is no stranger to underhanded tactics to get the job done, but is powerful enough to threaten all of humanity. Who is more fitting to show them their place than the grantor of wishes?
So this is the dragon.
Okay, so yeah, from what I know, one, I haven't watched Dragon Ball, and I haven't watched Dragon Ball GT, which most fans consider the worst series. Leave it there. But from what I know, based on watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged and other things, in GT, you know in Dragon Ball how they have to gather Dragon Balls to make wishes and bring people back? So they use it mainly to like, hey, let's bring people back. I want immortality. I want this. I want that. And so eventually, because they keep using the wishes, there's Shenron basically gets corrupted and upset. And he's like, why can't people just wish for fucking world peace? Why do they keep using me as a MacGuffin, basically, as their get out or the ex machina is the best word. They're using me as their ex machina to get out of any fucking problem. I'm tired of it. Humanity is greedy. It just wants everlasting life or immortality. I can't do it. So the Dragon Balls end up getting corrupted by demonic forces, and Shenron turns from that big green dragon into a more physical form.
I was going to say.
And so he becomes Omega Shenron, which I think is not Omega Shenron. Is that Omega Shenron? Syn Shrenron. And he becomes into that form. And so then each of the Dragon Balls ends up becoming an individual dragon with the number on it associated with how powerful they are. So, like, 1 is the most powerful, 2 is, like, so on and so forth. So he commands his dragon army, and he starts going around being like, all right, I'm going to blow up humanity. I'm going to kill humanity because I'm tired of you guys using my balls. Stop touching my fucking balls.
My balls are so sore and used up.
Yeah, you're using my balls too much. Stop it. They're drained. You've sucked you sucked my balls dry. And so he starts murdering people. He just starts going around being like evil dragon, like, I hate humanity, blah, blah, blah. Not really a person that, like...
His mortal form has such, like, a scummy vibe to it, honestly.
He is vile. Like, there is no goodness in him. Like, the Shenron himself is good, but he's just, like, he will use vile tricks. Like, I think at a certain point, he, like... He's like, I won't blow up the earth. Krillin, don't worry, I got you. And they're like, really? No. Bang.
Oh, man.
And then they're like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, what did I do? What did I do?
What?
So that's kind of his energy. And Goku, I think, defeats him by going Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, where he fuses with does he fuse with? I don't think he fuses. I think he goes Super Saiyan 4. And then he punches him with a dragon fist. And then the balls are good again.
And then the balls are good again.
Yeah, the balls are good again.
Make balls great again.
Get everyone, we're getting new merch. Drop it from MFA. A red hat that says "Make balls great again."
Why can't it be pink?
No, it has to be red. Powerful color, strong, virile.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Like an elephant.
He has slutty little painted black nails.
He is a little slut. Yeah. So here's what I'm imagining him as. This is like from what I've concocted. I have a little bit of a personality, a little bit of a modern vibe, if you will.
Okay.
You knew this guy back in you used to work with this guy. He was an eco lawyer. Like he
was Al Gore.
Yeah. So he was super into I want to save the earth. I want to help things out. I donate to charities, blah, blah, blah. And you knew him and you were like, wow, this guy's great. He's such a genuine and kind soul. But then eventually, as you're working with him, you see Slink's life slowly beat him down. His bill gets he proposes he has a proposal to this company, gets turned into while it was used to be oh, we'll stop polluting this way, realizes that now it's making child labor in another place. And he's like, what the fuck? This guy that he worked with ended up using him as to promote fracking accidentally.
No.
And he's just he keeps getting used by other people because of his kindness. And you don't see him for a couple years. And you're like, I hope he's doing all right. Until you see on your TV, you're watching I don't know, The Price is Right. And then suddenly a political ad comes up on your screen. And you see him, and he's a pro-fracking, pro-life politician. And it's life has beaten him down to such a point where he's you know what? Fuck everybody. Time to get Moat's mine. I'm tired of trying to do good. I'm trying to do this. It's just me. Fuck everybody else. I want money. I want to be good. I want to be powerful. I don't want anyone to ever trample over me again. And you meet up with him, and he's just hey, listen, you were always there for me. So honestly, yeah, let's be friends. Let's build something here. It's he used to be a bottom, but now he's an aggressive top.
Oh my God.
And he's just you're kind of into it, but then he's also he's lost the kindness that he once had that made the relationship so good. He lost the little bit of joy, and now he's a tech bro, or he's now this somebody who yells at a waiter for not getting him his water.
He just turned hard.
Yeah, and you could see there's a little moniker. There's a little bit of happiness or a little bit of that old kindness there sometimes when he'll look at you.
Monicum.
He's he'll look at you and he'll have this certain look in his eye, and you're wow, that's the kindness I saw from him before. And then he'll turn around and yell at a child for stepping on his shoes.
Damn. Wow. Okay. Well,
but the sex go crazy though.
Sex is because most of the DBZ or just Dragon Ball guys, I feel like their problems would be less if they went the Vegeta route, perhaps,
and just started nutting in Bulma.
And yeah, only Bulma, all of them Bulma.
Listen, I'd risk it all for Bulma.
Me too. I would risk it all for Android 8, the blonde one.
Android 7, 18, yeah.
16?
It's 18. It's 18.
17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 13.
I'd risk it.
Yeah. If I feel like a lot of them would just solve their own problems if they just raw dogged.
Yeah. If they start, because I think that's what solves 18 stops being evil when she falls in love with Krillin and he starts piping her down.
That's right.
And Vegeta did that. I think there's another villain who starts piping and suddenly is just I'm good.
Either you let pussy ruin you, or being an evil woman girl boss is actually perhaps not the move, and all women should be subservient to men. Amen.
Wait, what?
You think I was making a point? No, I'm saying some random goddamn bullshit.
In terms of sex, I think he goes, like I said, he starts off as this kind, you have to take the lead, you got to show him what to do. He always is just what do I need to do to please you kind of thing. He's
yeah.
I want to do everything I can to make you feel good. You separate for a couple years, he comes back as a worse person. He's just it's aggressive. It's all body to body, no communication, but he's using you. You just he went from he knows what will be good for you, and he just uses your body. And it's just while it does feel good, there is no more care there. There's not even aftercare.
No care. No aftercare, no care. He smokes a cigarette, he blows it in your face.
And you're I love you, and he's we have a meeting in like 30 minutes, so can you please clean up before you go?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll see you at dinner.
There's something hot in that for sure.
There is something hot there. I get it, but also you have to in this
Relationship potential suffers.
Yeah, a
here.
lot. And I think it's also you have to take up your moral. Like if he is the way we're imagining him, where he's like this vile person who hates everything and everyone and just wants to use you, how much can you deal with? Well, if he's just like basically making you a fleshlight, if that's something you're into. I know a lot of people are. A lot of people are just like want to be used. Which listen, sometimes I'm
we
right.
see all you whores. Was that not appropriate?
Oh no, I was like,
my bad.
Sometimes I'm there, I just want to be used or want to be.
Yeah, of course. Same.
Just like I'm a living dildo, live your life,
Live your life.
But other times it's like, hey, can we hold hands while we have sex? No.
Ew.
So because it sucks that we don't have a lot more expertise on this character, but I also don't think there's a lot there. According to people who aren't fans of GT, which is most of the Dragon Ball community, he's not a good character. No. He's not interesting, nor is he he doesn't even rank in like top 50s of Dragon Ball Z villains or top 20s or he's not in any of the upper echelons. He's usually on the bottom tier because he's just so boring and bland. Because he's
just evil.
Yeah, he's just evil. He's like, I hate humanity, all die, kind of thing. There is no.
I would love for someone to character lore drop about Syn Shrenron whenever this episode comes out and gives us a little bit more context. If there's anything if there's anything more, would love to hear about.
Actually, I'm going to say this for any character that you guys have that you think, oh, you guys forgot about this piece of lore.
We're not doing any justice to potentially your favorite character that maybe was important to you in your formative years. Sorry.
You have permission to write 2 tweets about it. Max in a comment of one of the videos. And if it's that good, I don't mind doing a revision score. I don't mind.
That's huge.
You, especially for this episode specifically, yes. And then for other episodes, if you can make a good argument that we didn't do someone justice.
That's like this whole show. So I'm sure lots of people have grievances.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, new segment on MFA, Grievance Corner. You can, in the comments.
That would be really fun.
Actually, yeah, we'll do that. Spotify, you could Spotify questionnaire. You got a grievance on this specific episode? Drop it down there.
What do you hate about us?
Yeah, the grievance must be episode related. If you say something mean about us, we're blocking you on Twitter. Anyways, let's get back to the scale.
Let's start the scale. Sex appeal for Syn Shrenron. The dragon form itself is good.
I like Shenron. If this was just Shenron, I think this would rank way higher in my book.
Yeah,
but
he's
Syn Shrenron. It's so much. It's so big. It's the staple of 90s anime design where it's over the top. And he's got that long fucking forehead. It's like he's like a 7 head. You can project a fucking movie on that shit.
In video game redesigns I'm seeing of him, it's a little bit there's a little bit more going on, more eyeballs or balls on the tits.
Yeah.
It's pretty enjoyable.
I'm gonna look him up, Brent.
I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5, I think. I'm feeling fairly non-committal between 4 and 5, so that might just be where I sit.
I don't like it. I'll be honest. Nothing about his design I'm fucking with. I don't think he's hot. I don't like the spikes.
He's just strong.
He's just I don't know.
Just tall, just spiky.
Yeah, there's nothing about it that I like. I'm gonna give this a 2, y'all. I'm sorry. There's nothing I fuck with in this design. Personality. I want you to know I looked up personality from the official wiki. Just so it's I'm not mischaracterizing this. He is, I'm going to read it word for word right now.
Okay.
Being born from one of the strongest, most selfless wishes, Syn Shrenron is the most selfish, uncaring, and evil-hearted of all the shadow dragons. He feels no compassion for any form of life, even destroying his fellow shadow dragons if the benefit is his ultimate goal of universal destruction. He also enjoys belittling his enemies and reminding the heroes that they are to blame for his existence.
Oh, that goes kind of hard for sure.
Yeah. There are more things that I'll read. He will not fight a fair match, although his tactics are not quite underhanded. He will not wait for an opponent to recover from their injuries. He can become arrogant in times of complete dominance.
Syn Shrenron during the American Revolution was just why aren't we just shooting them when they're sleeping and then getting their families?
Why aren't we just like committing war crimes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's okay. So I'm going to change a little bit of the scenario we cocked up, or at least that I cocked up. Because reading his personality further, I had some of it right, but I think it gets worse.
Yeah.
So he is a coward as well. He won't let people like go to their full benefit or do whatever they want. He's like, So I think once you meet with him again, he is like a powerful politician, but he's one where like you start meeting him, you're like, oh my god, what's happened? He's like, oh, I just like tried to change who I am. I decided to play the game. I wanted to be in the room where it happens. But then you start finding things out. You're like, oh, I just got like somebody gave me a file that you agreed to like murder your political opponents. Yeah, and I found out that you actually endorsed fracking. And like in this town, and you like their water, you endorse Flint, Michigan. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I heard that you are doing war bonds, so you can actually kick up a more like you're the one who said like propose the selective draft, forcing it for everybody. Yeah. And
then Syn Shrenron said, "Now turn around and let's get started."
Yeah.
And then you got to leave in the morning.
Exactly. And he's like, and if you ever tell anyone about it, I'll fucking kill you. And then she's like, oh, okay. And then you're like considering it. And he's like, I'm not even going to risk it. House of Cards, push you into the train tracks.
Yeah.
So personality wise, this shit sucks.
It feels like a 1.
This is a 1. Fuck out of here.
This feels like a 1.
Fuck out of here. There's nothing good about this guy.
Relationship potential. 1.
He'll use and abuse you. No. 1. Actually, 2.
2.
Because he might use you. Like he would use. I feel like
and you know what? He might use you.
Yeah. He would be like, oh, if this benefits me, I'll get in a relationship with you, and then use you to like fuck with like to break up your marriage or something.
Incredible. Encounter chance. Are you aware at all of his accessibility?
I won't say that he's that accessible because 1, we have to wait for all the Dragon Balls to get corrupted. 2, he flies around fighting some of the most powerful people and he wants to destroy the universe.
That feels a little accessible, but like only in specific times.
Yeah, I would say it's not that accessible. Maybe a 3.
3 sounds okay.
Oh, this is interesting.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at where Syn Shrenron, why he came into being. And that's very interesting.
Do you want to fucking share at all, or what's up?
So he is a corrupted version of wishes. So all of the Shadow Dragons are corrupted versions of wishes that have been made.
That's right.
He's the most the reason he's the most powerful is because he's the most selfless wish corrupted, which is in Dragon Ball itself when he in the original series when Mr. Popo wishes to bring everyone who was killed on Namek back to life by freezing all them, he brings back the entire population of an entire planet, basically. He reverses Omnicide. And, and then also brings back another dragon, like, basically. And so because that's such a powerful wish, and it's like, hey, you brought back a whole bunch of people who died, that's why he's so evil, is because he turns around, he's like, okay, you want to bring back all of life on a planet? I want to destroy all life on a planet. Fuck out of here. So yeah, I would say corruption. So I think we have a right personality of him now.
Okay.
Encounter chance, I'm gonna stick with a 3.
Yeah, I think so too. Death risk.
1, he wants to murder you.
It feels like it could be enough to be a 2, but like even then, it really doesn't change much considering the rest of the scores.
Yeah.
How about a 1.5?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, we have the scores.
I think this is our worst ranked monster in a while.
Definitely in a while.
Yeah.
Definitely in a while.
I don't know if he's bottom tier.
The worst that anyone still has to fight against, I believe, is still Ripley. Ridley?
Ridley, yeah. Ridley the racist. There's nothing you could fucking...
A 1.3. Mm-hmm.
I think Ridley's hot. I think if we re-reviewed Ridley, he'd get ranked higher, because I think he's hot, and the rest of him sucks.
Well, let's go on to the math and see what we can get out of it.
I came to win. What you got, Joe? Read out the scores from best to worst.
Well, so I'm not even going to get into the Syn Shrenron's overall scores.
We already know it's the worst. Let's let that be a surprise. For episode number 50, audience choice. Okay. This is your top 3, babies. This is audience picked. This is your guys's. whether your
Okay.
dragons rank up to us. So number 1, picked by.
Our winner, picked by, again, Jade, Alex, Amelia, and Nala, the dragon from Shrek, at a 7.1. Unfortunately, third place compared to all the dragons that we've ever spoken of, but still fairly fucking good
It's
score.
a good score.
It's a 7.
I think that
Compared-
breaches the top 10.
Perhaps.
So
Perhaps.
congrats, audience. Y'all got in there.
Y'all got in there. In second place for today's episode with Smaug with a 3.5.
He's
the last place.
He's just not
of-
interesting.
amongst the dragons. Just not very interesting. A lot of potential to be like something, but you really gotta milk and stretch it.
Yeah, you have
Stretch
to
and
be
milk it.
real playful with him, and he's not one to be playful back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that just has to be fun for you, and it's not really that fun for anybody.
Mhm.
And our last place with Cleric's overall score of a 1.8 and my overall score of a 2.2, Syn Shrenron lies at a very flat 2-point goose egg.
Damn, that's crazy. Is that in the top
That
5
is
of
crazy.
top or bottom 5?
It might be. Let's see. The Grave Mind was at a 2.4. No Face was at a 2.6.
Mhm.
It turns out if you're just kind of like more on the line of like concept, you might not be the most interesting.
Yeah, if you're just if we can't really assign a personality or vibe or kink to you, it really doesn't work out.
And then Syn Shrenron begs for mercy when he realizes he can't. He's gonna die.
Yeah, so even in all this bolstering, he can't even commit to it. He is a sniveling
Yeah.
coward underneath all of that.
Sniveling.
So it's not interesting. I think he's in the bottom 5. So shout out to, who was it that submitted that again?
Derkadurr.
You brought, I want to say thank you for bringing
You brought evil into
to
this house.
How dare you? You know what? You're banned. You're not banned. You're
Oh my
no.
gosh.
No, thank you for submitting this one. I love talking about worse monsters. While great monsters are great, talking about terrible monsters is always so much fun.
Absolutely.
So that's episode 50. We've done 50 episodes of this shit. Joe, how are you feeling?
I know. And we never come to these sessions less hungover.
We are always hungover during, one of us is always hungover during one of these sessions.
Yeah, only one. Yeah.
It cannot be both. When it's both, these episodes end up getting archived.
Yeah, that's true.
But this was a lot of fun. And again, I know I get sappy on a lot of these episodes near the end, but it's always, I think I want to reiterate how much MFA means to me. It means to us, the team, and how much Joe also means to me for helping create this shitty podcast with me. And willing to always just show up for it.
Yeah.
So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for just listening to the show. It means a lot to to all of us. And so here's to 50 more. What are we gonna do for episode 100?
Dragons again. Winnie the Pooh.
Episode 100 is Winnie the Pooh. Episode 75, who fucking knows? But 100, I'm fucking Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my god.
No pants.
And that's that.
I'm gonna
No pants.
All right, I think we're good here.
Anyway.
This fucking episode's a mess.
It's insane. 50th. Let's go.
50th. Show some champagne. Let's fucking go. All right, folks. Bye.
Your hosts have been Cleric and Josephine, who you can find on social media as Cleric34 and Scary Dog Friend respectively. This has been edited by me, Castrol, who you can find as Hollow Compass. Our marketing strategist is Gwen, who you can find as Glitchy Pixie. And the character designs you see on all of our art has been done by Rebby, who you can find as Art by Rebby. Our intro and outro song is Fiction/Reality by the band Hip No Sister. Thank you to Soren for the use of the song. Our Ko-fi members are Akima, Amelia G, Gwendolyn, Christian J, Bun Han, Zombiefighter89, Antonio Nipples, Andrew Cluck, and Kenegalas. Welcome to the team, Kenegalas. It's so good to see a new face here. Outtakes of this episode can be found on kofi.com/monsterloverpod. You can follow us on Twitter to keep up to date with us. That's at monsterloverpod. And if you'd be so kind, you can rate us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts to help the show out. Thank you to everybody who sent in a monster. We got way more than we expected to, so there's a good chance we could do this again in the future. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, until next time.
could do, take the sound snippets from those bits and put them as the pause for math.
Yes.
And just
I came to dance.